Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader. I've got a message for Leo today, and how this works is I've asked my guides and spirit to send a message through the cards that will be deeply meaningful and helpful for you this week as you navigate what's going on. This is actually the second reading I've done for you. I was doing one and then I got a spam call and it cut off the reading. So I'm taking that as a message that there was actually a different direction you needed to go with that. So we're gonna go with that. If you are new to the channel, I welcome you and strongly invite you to subscribe so that you can stay in beneficial contact with this high vibration information every week. And if you're returning, thank you so much for supporting this channel and for also sharing this time and your journey with me. I learned so much and I really love doing these readings. So let's get straight to your reading. I'm going to show you all the cards at once because I just think it's really fascinating on the outset. On the inside, we've got all sword cards. So we've got thoughts and beliefs kind of on the inside, and then radiating outwards, we have some fiery sun cards. So we want to pay attention to what's going on the inside, what's happening on the inside, because what happens on the inside kind of dictates what eventually you draw to you. So let's just go one at a time here. So try to hold all of these at once. We've got the sun for the energy that the universe is giving you. So this is really a positive, warming, kind of victorious energy. I feel like this is an invitation to be very generous, very open-hearted, and to really relish in sharing your positive energy with the world and with people. Now, that's what the universe is inviting you to do, but you're deciding to take it in a different way. There's a little bit of self-righteousness going on with this card. It's almost like you see a victory, you see things going the way you wanted them to go, or you're happy about something turning out the way you wanted to turn out. And rather than just staying in the gratitude and embracing and allowing that warmth and love to radiate out of you, your mind kind of takes over. And you go on this crusade to show people how they were wrong and what exactly is right. It's a very strange way to react to this card, because this is the nature of who you are. This is more aligned with your higher self. This is more aligned with your more noble self. But for some reason, the mind is kind of wanting to stir things up and create more of a conflict. And it's a very forceful energy. It's almost like it's like the Darth Vader thing, you know, he was part of the good and he turned into the shadow. And isn't this kind of what it looks like, the light in the shadow? So he took that force and he turned it the other way. And, you know, just kind of in a general, anything that is positive will be more aligned with love. And anything that is negative is more aligned with criticism and judgment and saying something is wrong or something is right. I mean, even those designations wrong and right they're not incredibly high vibration. Truth is different, but truth never comes at the expense of someone else, whereas judgment does. Judgment is cutting someone else down. So let's look at the other cards because it's really, really interesting. I feel like even though you're deciding to react with this very strong judgment energy, or this very strong critical kind of pointing out the wrongs kind of energy, there's some things that happen to you there's things that happen to you along the way that change this for you. First, we get the Five of Swords. So you're putting out this energy, but then you get it back. Karma tends to happen, it's going to happen very quickly here. And so then there's a moment of, wait a second, was that really the right thing to put out? Was that really the right conflict to get into? So this may be, you know, not just kind of a global state of being, but talking about a specific argument you've had with someone. So, you know, you kind of get into a right and wrong, you get into a bit of a verbal skirmish, and then all of a sudden that negative energy kind of blows back on you and you're like, wait a second, was that right? And you come to a calmer place with the, Page of Swords. With the Page of Swords, you decide to really self-reflect and you take this inside and you say, okay, wait a second. What did I do here? And if you find yourself in this moment this week, remember the sun, remember this card, this lovely card that is soaring and it is sharing that positive energy. Someone that actually, it's like the opposite of Icarus, someone who can actually fly close to the sun without getting burned, someone who knows exactly how to shine their light, and someone who knows how to embrace everyone with their huge heart rather than that criticism of the mind. So you kind of get to that place. And the other thing that's interesting, so there's a little bit on both, I'm starting to see kind of this rust colored fiery card, and it's almost like it bleeds into the next card, the Eight of Wands. So these cards are, yeah, really interesting. So it's like your thoughts kind of turn around, they calm down, and they say, wait a second, what am I actually putting out? What am I actually putting out there? Because this is what I'm getting back. It must be because of something I put out. So you take that moment to think and reflect, and you calm this guy down, you calm this energy down, and you suddenly start to realize the direction that you want to go. And then you put out this Eight of Wands energy, which I love because it's very connected to the sun, but it's more practical than the sun. The sun is like a moment of shining glory. And then this Eight of Wands is like, okay, now I've been illuminated with my truth. I've got my heart open. My passion is telling me this is the direction I want to go. And it completely changes the trajectory of where you were headed. So this is like a really awesome moment for you, Leo, because you start to put out something a lot more positive. You start to put your heart into action, and so you start to get back your passion, and it's like you quelled the mind. I mean, this is an amazing accomplishment because you didn't allow these sword cards to take over. You didn't allow your mind to stop you from doing what is in your true heart's desire, which is to be that generous, loving presence. And because of that, you're going to get rewarded. This Eight of Wands tells me that whatever you're asking for and whatever plans you've put into motion, you are going to get a reward for that. But it's because you had the strength and the wherewithal and the self-reflection to take in what was happening with you and to take it back into yourself. I am so glad they had me do that reading again, because we ended up in a completely different space for the other reading, and I actually completely missed that sense of accomplishment for you. So I am so grateful they stopped that. So so really big, really important, but just remember that this is kind of a forecast, a foreshadowing of what you're going to be encountering. The good news is that you come out victorious, but you have to remember that step of self-reflection. So when that energy kind of comes back to hit you in the face, when you start getting like blowback, the important thing is to remember to think, okay, why is this happening? What am I supposed to be learning? Not, oh God, this always happens to me. Look at what happens. If you do that, then you're kind of stuck in that spiral, and it's going to take another thing for you to be able to learn what it is that you're supposed to learn. So if you've got questions about that, please reach out in the comments below. And I always love hearing from you. Just wanted to let you know that. And if you are ever curious or needing some specific advice or support, I do offer intuitive readings and spiritual guidance through my website, trueguidancetarot.com. There's more in the description below. I'll look forward to seeing you next week, and really awesome job on that victory. So I'll see you next time.